Y'all killing me with this.
Okay, so let's talk about this Redbar stuff. This whole encounter with Redbar actually like goes further back than you, the audience, might know. So like this show has been in the works for like 2 years. Mine, not Redbar. I've been talking about a podcast, but I've been thinking over and over again on how I'm going to execute this podcast. I listen to podcasts majority of my time. Like where normal people would listen to music, I'm listening to podcasts and shows while I'm driving, while I'm working, in my spare time, the whole nine. I'm podcast all the way, right? I very rarely listen to music. Surprisingly enough, with how much music has to do with the show, it's not a big part of my life. So I wanted to do a show about something that I enjoyed, something I consumed a lot, which was podcasts. But I didn't know how to like execute it. You know what I mean? Like, was I just gonna sit here and talk the whole time, just me, with like nothing else, no screen like I have now, no nothing? Was I gonna do it that way? How was I gonna build the set? Like, I had literally no blueprint on how I wanted to execute this thing, but for 2 years I had been shopping ideas around and working it out in my head and on paper until I got it just right and I started the show. Where I got that inspiration was Redbar. A lot of stuff that we do here is kind of like Redbar vibed out, you know what I mean? Like this whole screen, Redbar doesn't do a screen like this, but this zooming, this is a Redbar thing. I learned that from watching Redbar. Then, you know, the soundboard, we like the soundboard here. I got that from Redbar. A lot of other shows have soundboards, but very rarely is the host controlling the soundboard, and I like that aspect. So I took this little blueprint, this skeleton, if you will, and I made it my own. And with that, sometimes you get noticed by the people you're emulating, and we've never been shy about that here. We always give Redbar our praise when we can. So one day I'm on my Instagram, right? And I get a follow. And I'm not very active on Instagram. So when I get follows and little notifications like that, I notice because very low activity there. Most of my support comes from YouTube, comes from you guys, the listeners. So I see a notification on there, I check it out. And the notification happens to be a new follower. And that follower happens to be Redbar. So we'll do a little Redbar zoom in for you, and I'll show you this. I'm still followed by the guy. Redbar Radio, Mike from Redbar. The host of Redbar, his name is Mike David. 33,000 followers, blah, blah, blah. It's very cool stuff, right? I get inspiration from the guy. I still love the show. I pay his website. I pay his membership website to watch his stuff. I love that show. It's probably my favorite show. So I get this follow. I'm like ecstatic. But I'm no idiot. I know how the show works. And I know that people, if somebody completely ripped off my show, if I had come up with the whole concept myself, it would make me a little curious at the very least. It'd probably get me a little upset. So I kind of expected somewhere down the line to get noticed by this guy as the show got bigger. I didn't expect it to be now. Like, we don't even have 1.5 thousand subscribers. So the fact that this guy's even seeing this is saying something, right? We've caught his attention. So I let this stew for a little while. I don't even say anything to the guy. And I'm part of like the Facebook group. You know, he has like a private Facebook group where like if you're not a member, you can't join the Facebook group, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like posting in there every now and then, just kind of bullshitting, but not really letting it be known that like this is me. Because the group has actually talked about me before in a bad way, which I can understand. You know, they see a little like what they call a clone and they get a little upset. This is all normal stuff. It's no skin off my back. We're still having a good time over here at Lost Aux Media. So why would I care about something like that? I just let the whole thing go by. I let it kind of like evolve. And then one day I post something on my Instagram about me getting a copyright strike from Tony Hinchcliffe. I cover Tony a lot on the show. So when I get these copyright strikes, I find that to be very odd because Tony, along with many other of his friends like Joe Rogan, bitch a lot about YouTube's copyright system, but they never shy away from using that same copyright system to try to take money from other creators that cover them. Isn't that some bullshit? They truly bitch the most about free use and have no idea how free use actually works. See, free use, for those of you that don't know, is a media term to where, like, if I'm commentating on something that you created, as long as I'm adding something different to it, aka me talking shit about your whole show, that's grounds right there for fair use. So you can't do shit about it. You can make that YouTube claim, I'm going to win. And I did. So I posted that on my Instagram. I get a message from Redbar. I'll show you guys this message. I thought this was very, very, very cute. So one day I post that thing about Tony. I get this message from Redbar. It says, hey, I host a show called Redbar that covers Tony Hinchcliffe's antics. Saw that copyright strike. What's the story behind that? Would love to know more if you don't mind. Thanks. So, naturally, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? This guy's actually messaging me, right? I see the state of the message. It's a little bit discouraging. I was kind of hoping to get a little bit of praise for some of my work. I mean, we got black magic cameras, right? Cinema grade cameras in this goddamn small setup we got going on here. So I'm expecting to get a little bit of praise. I get this. I'm cool with it. It is what it is. So I let him know. I say, hey there, Mike. I'm actually very aware of you. I'm a big fan of the show. I get a lot of inspiration from your show. Not sure how you feel about that, but I'm letting you know I'm on the side of Redbar. Okay? That being said, I'm still trying to figure out this copyright strike myself. Tony is one I can't stand either, and it's very ironic that he just got done complaining about all this YouTube bullshit, yet my video gets hit. So far, I'm seeing that the copyright claim is from an advertising company called Studio 71 North American Media. This is obviously a company that, just like the one Joe Rogan uses in conjunction with Spotify, to do mass copyright strike sweeps throughout the platform. I wish I had something a little more juicy for you, but truth is, I basically covered Tony very similar to how you do, and my content just got caught up in all that. This guy fucking ghosted me. He left it at that. He didn't even talk back to me, goddammit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this? So just to make fun of the guy, just to kind of poke at him a little bit, I made this one little funny clip from the latest episode of his show. It was like a couple weeks ago. This guy posts very rarely. Very rarely. This guy's like maybe 2 to 3 times a month this guy is posting an episode. But when he does, they're like 11 hours long and they're fucking straight fire. So you can't hate on the guy. You cannot do it. I'll tell you that right now. That's one thing I do got to give to him. So I just to poke fun at him, I was watching the latest episode a couple weeks ago, and his wife is the producer. She's off camera. And he had hiccups during his set. She screamed to try to like scare him out of his hiccups, right? And they make this joke. They go, oh, someone should edit that to where like someone comes in, they point the guns at us, and they fucking they shoot me and Jules. His wife's name is Jules. They shoot me and Jules, and that way, you know, it'll look like we got like murdered online. We could kind of like fool a bunch of people, right? So I made an edit of that to kind of fuck around and poke fun at him for the fact that like he didn't answer my goddamn my message back. You know what I mean? I was kind of like, yo, what the fuck is this, brother? Like I need a little bit of confirmation here from you. So then I wanted to show you guys that clip right now, but I got to airdrop it from my phone because like an idiot, I did not prep this one thing for the show. So while this is airdropping, I'll just keep filling you in. So I made that edit and I poked fun at it. I posted it in his Facebook group, right? And they caught wind of that. They saw the edit and they were like, I guess, very happy about it. They kind of thought it was funny. And with that, they ended up bringing it up on the next episode that they aired. They actually mentioned me by name. So before I show you my Redbar debut, I want to show you the video that I edited to fuck around with this guy and put some explanations behind that. This is going to be right where his wife scares him. And then that's where I start editing this shit. Listen to this.
I finally own a woman. That's what he thinks of her. He treats her like a dog. He really does. And she just takes it all. Like, he thinks, like, A man, like, he thinks he's in charge of her. That's how he carries his relationship. Oop.
What?
That music is from Schindler's List. Mike David's a Jew. I was making fun of this guy. And here's the funny thing about this. I left clues in this to point him here to this show. And he still didn't pick up on it. Like, I made the edit to go along with their joke, but I also added in like the Schindler's List music. You know, that's the opening music from Schindler's List. I'd never even seen Schindler's List. I have no idea. Like, I know what the movie's about. I'd never seen a fucking minute of it. I took the music from Schindler's List. I put this 6 million. We all know what that number. If you don't know what that number represents, fucking Google it, all right? And then watch what we're gonna do here. Look, now we added 6,000,001, right? Because there's one more we got to add to that number. You hear the fucking the sound effect in the background that I used, right? What's that sound like? This one, right? So I'm like leaving this guy, like I'm going along with this bit, but I'm fucking with him at the same time in hopes that he's like, who the fuck is this guy? You know? Because I'm clearly poking at the fact that he's Jewish. So, and Ethan Klein's going to love this, I'll tell you that. So I'm poking at the fact that this guy's Jewish. I'm trying to do this to point him here, you know? He already follows me on Instagram. So you figure he would put these clues together. So tell me, where's this part, this soundbite, sound familiar right here? $6,000,001. 6,000,001. We fucking got him. So I made that edit. I posted in the group, right? Then this guy goes live last night. Every time Redbar airs, they do it live first. Then a day later, they upload all the, you know, the footage from that, and then you could watch the show on his website. So it goes live last night. I start watching it. And just for the hell of it, I'm like, oh, Redbar's on, you know, give it a watch. Or just give it a watch. That's what I do. I love the show. So I'm watching it. I hear Jules talk about how somebody in the Facebook group got upset because of her scream. So much so that they actually ended their membership on the website because of it. And Jules checked that membership and the person actually did leave. So then they mentioned, oh, well, don't you have a edit from that scream on the... Somebody posted an edit of that scream in the group, right? I hear this, my ears start I'm like, whoa, what? I'm like, I just posted an edit in that group to fuck with this guy. So I keep watching, right? I keep watching. He says, okay, after we watch this Jelly Roll clip, we'll watch that edit. I turn the screen recording on right away. I'm like, let's get this bitch going, because if that's my edit, I'm talking about it on the show. Lo and behold, this asshole posts my he's talking about my video. And here's the thing. He says my name wrong. He says my name wrong. He starts making fun of the edit. He says I squished. I'll let him talk. This is so funny, dude. Just to be mentioned like this, in this way. He's doing this Halloween special, right? And just to get mentioned like this, it's just so funny. Like, I genuinely hope that I can start a little, like, poke battle with this guy, right? You'd be like, hey, you're a Jew. He's like, oh, you're Puerto Rican. You know what I mean? Whatever. You just have fun with the whole thing, right? You will. Sooner or later, you're going to know that this guy that you made fun of on your show is me. You follow me on Instagram, buddy. Let's not play games, okay?
Wanted to see, so there was some controversy over you screaming on the last episode. Is that right?
From one person. Everyone else loved
it was just
it.
one person. So somebody made an edit. I haven't seen this yet.
Somebody made an edit. I saw this. I was like, oh, it's so cool.
Should we check that out?
Yes.
It's stupid.
But it's great.
Let's see this. So on the last episode, I was having this big problem with hiccups. I feel like I'm going to have that same problem tonight, to be honest, from all this swill. And I said, Jules stood up and she screamed. I had no idea this was happening. I was really, really, really scared here. And I said, it would be nice if somebody made like an edit out of this, right? Didn't we ask for something like this? So here it is. This is from Elias Moreno.
What the fuck? This guy he didn't even say my name right. Listen to Elias Moreno.
Something like this. So here it is. This is from Elias Moreno. Wow, perfect for tonight, huh?
Look, he's doing a Red Dead Redemption style episode. He was making fun of Tony in this episode too. I had to skip that part because I don't like to get other people's ideas in my head when I'm covering the same people on, you know what I mean? These things happen. This Tony Hinchcliffe stuff is juicy. Stay tuned on Lost Aux Media for this. You are not going to want to miss it. Trust me. So he has a little Red Dead Redemption style, like making fun of Puerto Ricans, like this Tony Hinchcliffe joke. And so he says, oh, this guy's name is perfect for it. Yeah, that's how you pronounce my name with a Spanish accent. If you're just talking to me, you just say Elias Moreno. That's how you say it, like Dan Marino. It's so funny as when I think it's such a cuck move. Not saying he's doing this. He's obviously just making fucking jokes. But it's such a cuck move when like white people they go to like a Mexican restaurant or something and they try to talk like with a Spanish accent when talking about Spanish shit. Right? They go, oh, what would be a good one? Can I get some huevos rancheros? They try to say it like a Hispanic. Can I get some huevos rancheros, please? And it's so funny because these same type of people that do that kind of shit will be the same kind of cucks that'll be like, you can't appropriate Mexican culture by wearing a fedora or a fucking poncho. You know what I mean? What the fuck are you doing by trying to talk in a Mexican, Spanish accent, whatever? You don't speak a lick of the goddamn shit. Think about that. Think about that when you're out and about. You start seeing these white folk start trying to pronounce ethnic shit with an ethnic accent. It's very, very offensive. Okay? I don't like it. You shouldn't either. Okay? So this guy, he pronounces my name wrong in a typical Jewish fashion.
Something like this. So here it is. This is from Elias Moreno. Wow, perfect for tonight, huh? Elias Moreno. Am I saying that right?
No.
He says, I don't remember this part of the scare fiasco. Let's see this. I haven't seen this yet. I finally own a woman. Well, that's what he thinks of her. He treats her like a dog. He really does. And she just takes it all.
See the zoom? See how he zoomed like that? Same thing. We doing the same thing around here.
Thinks like, here it is, a man, like he thinks he's in charge of her. That's how he carries his relationship. Oh, okay, I see. So a squashed Pulp Fiction scene there.
Look at this. Making fun of my shit. Squash Pulp Fiction? Squash Pulp Fiction! Listen, don't blame me for that. Blame the asshole whose YouTube channel I ripped that video from. What, do you think I filmed it and then I fucking squashed it myself, dude? What the fuck are we doing here? I'm an editor. I understand how aspect ratios work. You think I'm trying to put in extra work for this stupid bullshit just to post it on your Facebook group? Come on. This is a joke. Take the stretched image as a joke. Come on, you talk about this shit all the time. Don't get butthurt. I like a squashed image. I like a squashed image.
Oh, okay, I see. So a squashed Pulp Fiction scene there.
Yeah, I really fucked up the edit.
I don't like this.
You don't?
Why are they narrowed in memoriam? Mike and Jules David. 6 million.
You hear that?
Oh, okay.
6 million won. Yes, look at that.
Very nice. Elias Moreno.
Elias Moreno. Look, you know what's funny about that? His wife, Jules, fucking loved it. She left a laughing emoji on the post, the whole fucking... She thought this was hilarious. She didn't care about the goddamn aspect ratio of the Pulp Fiction. Come on, And the funniest part about this whole thing is like I ended up getting that like the idea for the 6,000,001 stuff like that, all from this this video, right? Where Mike he gets farted in his face on the show, and he doesn't let anyone post it, right? He's like really against people seeing it. And that's fucking hilarious because like Redbar's whole shtick is like he's like the cool guy, you know what I mean? So something like that is very much like, okay, he doesn't want that to air ever. So it's always been known that he'll like copyright strike the channel and stuff like that when people post that video. So that whole Schindler's List, 6,000,001, stuff like that, I got that idea from this video. I want to show you this. This is actually fucking hilarious. Watch this shit.
Let's say goodbye to the people.
I have to put my hand over there. Oh my.
This is what Redbar used to be like a couple years ago. This guy, I'm telling you, inspiration. Like everyone should get inspired by the way this guy produces a show, because every couple of years this guy is up in the game, up in the game, up in the game. You know what I mean? And this is the goal for this show. We want to eventually do this full time. Like I still work a goddamn job. You know what I mean? I still work a regular ass job, just like everybody else. I'm doing this in the hopes of changing that, right? So, you know, the goal for this is like when we get to be full time, this will be the only thing I have to focus on, right? The show's just going to get better. It's going to keep getting better. So spread the word, tell your friends, you know what I mean? Like you see what studio this guy was in before came from this, you know? Not that this is bad. This is the goal. Okay, this is what I want people to understand with this. This show will not stay like this forever. This show will only get better. Okay? Understand that first and foremost. Now let's watch this Jew get gassed.
I head over there for it to be a hug.
Good night. See everybody, everything's fine.
Very heartfelt.
Wait, listen to this. Tell him everything's fine.
No, oh, just stop it.
Look at that, right in his fucking face. Got his ass, dude. Look at that. We gotta go back for that. Look, you think this is a fucking heartfelt moment, right? This guy, this used to be like his best friend, okay? Used to be his best friend. This is when they were still cool. Now they don't really talk so much. That's a whole nother thing for later. Get into Redbar. You'll understand the lore a lot better, okay? So this guy used to be friends with them. Look at this. You think this is a heartfelt
Tell
moment?
him everything's fine.
Look at that.
No, oh, just stop with that.
What the fuck?
God, the fucking killed his ass. I'm surprised he's still alive to this day off of that. Okay?
Stop with that.
Now watch. This is where I get the inspiration from of the edit that I just did. And he knows about this edit, which I think this is why he didn't like the second part, because that's when the Schindler's List music starts kicking in.
Get him out of here. I hope you enjoyed Sven Week. Tell no one.
I farted in his face.
He didn't. Tell no one of what you've seen here today. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Tell no one. Listen.
See everybody, everything's fine.
Look. Got him.
I hope you enjoyed Sven Week. Tell no one.
I farted in his face.
He didn't. Tell no one of what you've seen here today. Good night, everybody. Good night.
You see, I added a sound effect to it, a nice little kamikaze boom, stuff like that, you know? It's all very, very nice stuff. So hopefully, you know, Redbar, he still follows me. He's gonna eventually, I'm sure there's gonna be like some sort of thing he does to make fun of my show. Probably worse than I'll ever make fun of his. The truth is, I don't know if I got that in me to just shit on one of my heroes like that. You know what I mean? What am I gonna do? Okay?
And hold my fart like a bong rip.